Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Living in utter awareness 24/7 is living in meditation. Because when we do meditation, what exactly is happening? So we sit in a particular posture and then struggle that there should not be thoughts. Then do pranayama, chant the Lord's name. This struggle we call as practice of meditation. Because our attention is on Prakriti, not on the support of the Prakriti. Prakriti is that which is by default subject to Vikruti. We cannot stop. Instead of struggling and fighting with the body or the mind, let us try to understand. So, when we are able to recognize the cause of various disturbances, then we will work on the cause. So, first of all, normally what we do, we want to sit in a particular place. Very good. But if we understand what exactly is happening, so when we sit for meditation in a particular place, at a particular time, on a particular asana, with a particular mala in the hand, and facing the face in a particular direction, these are the parameters which are created by us. And when all of them become fit as we wanted, then the mind cooperates. Now it is good. Because mind is very easily subjected to habit formation. It can form habits in no time. Therefore, meditation, when it is to be lived 24/7, let us liberate the mind from habit formation. Play with the mind. And what is that? Let us see that the mind does not react. If you observe, you are all coming and sitting here. Most of you want to come and sit in the same seat. You don't know that you are doing it. Only the seat. If somebody is sitting there, but we don't realize this. How we become addicted to a particular thing in life. Suppose we do not get the seat where we are sitting, then mind is cautioned. Now, I think tomorrow when I come, I'll keep there one Shivalinga, so nobody will sit there. So living in meditation means Do not allow the mind to form habits. Mind should be spontaneous. Spontaneity is expression of divinity. In spontaneity alone, creation happens. Therefore, living in meditation is, let us work on this. No mechanical lifestyle. And for that, do experiments. Suppose you are sitting for meditation morning 6 o'clock. Now, play with it. Today, it may be 6 o'clock, but I am not going to sit for meditation. Then wash clothes. While washing clothes also. But is it not, I should have done meditation? Mind is constantly reacting to everything. See? And as a result, the mind starts governing our activities. Rather, we governing the mind. Therefore, while dealing in the world, in the waking state, we have to remain alert. Are we leading a habitual life or we are leading a spontaneous life? In spontaneity, we are in utter present. In habitual lifestyle, we carry the burden of the past. So, do not have too much of discipline. Let the river flow. And when we are thus not leading a mechanical life like a military discipline, then the mind is exposed to the infinite potentialities which are inherent. And what is that infinite potentiality? We discover a different vision. The standpoint changes. We are able to see beyond the obvious. This is what Upanishad says. Deha vimane galite vidyate paramatmani yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhaya. We are not doing meditation. Wherever we are living in meditation. So everywhere you can discover. That discovery slowly helps us to discover ourselves. That ability to discover, when it is invoked, we are living in meditation. And then everywhere you get a message. Yatra yatra manoyati. You get a message. You get a direction. See? And that is possible when we are able to remain non-reactionary. Remain cool. Just be. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Nistaranga Samudravat. The see if it can remain without any wave. Because waves don't come from outside. Waves are unmanifest. They don't come from outside. In the same manner, all the disturbances in the mind, they don't come from outside. They are unmanifest. Avyaktaadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidhananeva tatra ka paridevana. So let any thoughts come, who cares? And in that we learn. So the learning will give us how to live in meditation. So we will discover whatever we have given importance to, that becomes the seed for thought formation. If we are convinced of this, not reading or listening, but we have to be convinced. All of us live our convictions. So if we are convinced that whatever we have given importance to, that becomes the seed where from the disturbances come. And disturbances are, we start blaming others. When we blame others, we want to improve others. And a samsari is born. Suppose we give importance to silence. Even small little things, the tick-tick of a clock will disturb us. So what is living in meditation? Let us not be obsessed with anything. When this is continuously lived, it is not half an hour meditation and rest of the day frustration. No. 100% we have to live in this mode. So the net result is we remain relaxed all the time. Relaxed doesn't mean lazy. Relax means we remain in utter awareness. See? And in that utter awareness, we become an instrument which can receive the right messages from every interaction. Every event in our life is a message sent to us by the divine will. But if we react, we don't read that message, we delete it in the form of reaction. So what will be living in meditation? We are here to learn, not to teach. What are you doing? I am learning. Hats off to your ability to keep on listening hours together. You are able to do that because you are learning something. And those who are not learning, those who are brought here by a lead tied down, chalo na, They will be looking here and there. What is there to learn? I know everything. See? Therefore, every moment of our life is lived in utter awareness. Then we get many examples to define our life. In the Vyasa Bhashya on Patanjali Yoga Darshan, it is said that Chitta is a river which flows in both directions. Normally, river flows in one direction. So, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. But if you are living in meditation, then you will learn from the flow of the river. So what the river flow tells us, this example I had given in some of my talks. Many of you are professional listeners, so maybe repeating for you. If you stand on the banks of, let us say, Ganges, stand cool and just watch. So you will get a picture of our life. But what we see, if we are social workers, see, they are destroying so much of pollution, people are throwing this thing. Then you are not a seeker. You are not living in meditation. Only with this example we'll try to learn from everything in our life. That is living in meditation. So, the river or the water does not have any problem. No problem. Life has no problem, provided we learn. So, life is like a flow of thoughts. Now, thoughts are no problem. Water is no problem. The flow of water is a problem. Similarly, thoughts are no problem. But when a flow is created, then the problem comes. When we take bath in Ganges, we enjoy it. But if the Ganges are in floods, then we are carried away. Exactly the same way. Thoughts are no problem. The flow of thoughts, that creates the problem. So, our life is like the river. And in this river, what are the components of the river? Waters, flow, and the river bed. Only water is not river. We don't say, if you are staying next to Ganges and in your house, have you taken bath in Ganges? Yes. But I didn't see you in the Ganges. No, I took the bath in the vertical Ganges. The water flowing in the tap is not Ganges. River has all these three components. So, in this flow, there are different types of flows. One is unidirectional, starting from Gomukh and reaching the Ganga Sagar. If the waters are not flowing, it is not river. Flowing. This is one unidirectional flow of waters. There is a second flow, and what we call the whirlpool, where the movement of the water is centripetal. So now there are two movements of water. And these two movements can happen only in the moving waters. If it is a lake, in the lake there is no whirlpool. So suppose something is coming in the flow of water and it comes across a whirlpool, net result will be it will be pulled down by the centripetal force and suffer for some time. And then it is thrown out again. And again the flow of that object continues till it reaches Ganga Sagar. Now this is our life. How many whirlpools will come on the way? No control. We don't know how many. Similarly, we start from our womb up to the tomb. Unidirectional flow of life. And in that, there are whirlpools. They are body identification. And with this body identification, we are pulled down, living as the body, for the body, on everybody. Suffocate, fight, struggle. And then we come out of that when we go to sleep. So in the sleep, there is nobody who was suffering. But the life continues. Life doesn't stop. Then after some time, again another whirlpool comes. Again body identification happens. Again we suffer. Again we come out of it. We go to sleep. The flow of river is sleep, and getting caught up in that whirlpool is waking experience. So when it is deep sleep, where are we, when are we, and what are we? We are nowhere, we are never, and we are nobody. Desha Kala Vastu, place, time, and object. All three are dissolved. And as a result, experience is bliss. Life never suffers, but the object caught in the flow of life, that suffers. And that object is Mr. Somebody. When we are in the whirlpool of body identification, we become somebody. And that somebody is now trying to be quiet. Who is somebody? He who has given undue importance to something or somebody. Therefore, living in meditation will be try to live in utter present. This happens with proper understanding, not mechanically and forcefully. Whenever we practice anything mechanically or forcefully, it leads to abnormalities. Because whenever we do something, what are the results? Anything which is done is destroyed. Anything which begins, it ends. Things are done to get what is not. So by meditation, we are not becoming divine. Meditation is a negative process of discarding, not gaining anything. And what is to be discarded? Wrong notions without creating new notions. So what we have learned from this observation, that when an object goes in the whirlpool, because of the centripetal force, is pulled down and suffers. So that is our body identification. So when we are identified with the body, samsara begins. So when you are living life day to day, let us try to remain aware that we are living our life as nobody and playing the role of somebody that we have to play. So how do we play that role of somebody? Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. There are some actors, is only one person on the stage and he plays the role of a dozen characters. He becomes the son, he becomes the father, he becomes the crowd, he becomes the woman, he becomes the mother, so many things. So when such an actor is performing on the stage, after the performance is over, everybody gives him a standing ovation. Why? He could play so many roles perfectly well. The same principle is living in meditation. So the one role that we play does not influence the other role that we have to play. Then we come to know when we stop reacting, the mind dissolves in consciousness. Ice has a personality. Water doesn't have personality. Mind has a personality. Life has no personality. So living in meditation will be we transcend the impact of mind and live life, or let the life be lived through us. Now, with this kind of understanding, without any special efforts, your body has become steady and firm in whatever posture it is. Your breathing has become slow and shallow. You are not sleeping. Other than the words which I speak, other sounds also you hear, but don't get disturbed. And the words you are listening fully if you are not slept. This is living in meditation. Yoga Shastra, this is called Rutambhara Prajna. Rutambhara means, Rutam means the truth, Bharanat Mara, that which recognizes the truth, that prajna, that awareness, that knowledge. In other words, objectless awareness. In being, it is life. In becoming, it is mind. When we become, we do something. When we stop doing, we are reverting back to being. So, like we don't do waking, but we are in the waking and then do the things. We don't do dreaming, we are in the dream and then good or bad experience. Similarly, we don't do sleeping. In sleep, there is no sleeper. So in the waking, there is a waker. In dream, there is a dreamer. But in deep sleep, there is no deep sleeper. Then what is? It is only the principle of life. Now from this third stage, when we graduate, we come to the Samadhi, wherein Samadhi experience is not limited by time, space and object. It is eternal, uncreated being. Do not try to see something. Do not struggle to hear something. Just be. Like when we play with the children, we play, but we never forget we are grown-ups. Therefore, we don't fight. We let the child win. In the same manner, living in meditation, a wise person does not react. Shallow waters, little disturbance create ripples. The deep ocean, even the whole ship sinks, nothing happens. waker is limited only during the waking. Dreamer is limited only during that particular dream. But meditator is 24/7, whether waking, dream, deep sleep or samadhi. We are fully aware the body has become like a rock. The weight of the body has increased on the base. Because the mind has given up the hold on the body to a great extent, not 100%. As a result, individual mind is in tune with total mind. Total mind is principle of life. There is no struggle because we are not fighting with Prakriti. There is only awareness without the contents. Like the space. Do not talk to yourself. And listen to silence. You are talking a lot. Do not talk to yourself. Listen to silence. By this process, the mind reverts back to the principle of life. We start talking to ourselves, we fall one step down. When we react to any sound, we fall two steps down. And from there onward, the samsara begins. No reaction to the sounds and not talking to oneself is coming back to the natural state. When we remain in our natural state, we hardly get tired. We may be busy day and night, days and years, but there is no tiredness. Like the electricity is not tired of moving the fans. Your own body has almost disappeared from your cognition to a great extent. This moment we are one with the life and no more living as somebody with samsara. not try to explain or evaluate or remember this experience. Anupameya. This experience of being is unlike any experience. Ashabdam. It cannot be spoken of like this or like that. There should not be any pressure in the head, try to see something, because now you have merged in the infinite. Your breathing is very slow and shallow because the metabolism has fallen. There is minimum activity which is just enough for sustenance of life. This is like waking sleep. In sleep, there is hardly any activity. Therefore, when we are out of sleep, we are fresh and energized. Here too, it is not a tiring experience. Slowly increase the depth of your breathing. And now you can experience how the whole body is being included in your mind. There is no tiredness. Tiredness is in mind. Life never gets tired. In deep sleep, the mind goes back to the principle of life. Therefore, when we wake out of the sleep, we are not tired. Much more than that sleep is this, and this can be lived 24/7. Sleep is limited only during sleeping hours. Meditation is not limited only in meditation time, but during waking, dream, and deep sleep. That is living in meditation. It is possible for everyone. It's not unique to few. Move your toes and fingers slowly. Be violent with your hands. Whole. Offer everything at the feet of the Lord. Don't make any memory. It cannot be repeated because infinite cannot be repeated. Finite can be. The experience of infinite is the ultimate experience. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti